Time to meet the men from the Ministry. We present Richard Murdoch and Deryck Guyler in The Men from the Ministry, a weekly tribute to the men of our government service. It has been said that you can always tell a civil servant, but you can't tell him much. In the General Assistance Department, those most civil servants, Richard Lamb and Deryck Lennox Brown, not only tackle the problems of today, but also keep one eye firmly on the future.
Isn't it exciting, Ron? Celia's going to read my palm and tell my future.
Exciting? I doubt it. Not if you're past anything to go by. A man whose biggest thrill was being allowed to use the canteen chip slicer on Christmas Eve.
No. Honestly, Ron, you're always putting me down.
Are you ready to be done, Mr. Lamb?
Eh? Oh, the fortune telling, yes. Actually, Mr. Lennox Brown's rather put me off, Celia.
Oh, sir, I hope you don't scoff at the mystic powers.
Yes, actually I do, Celia. However, if Gypsy Celia can reveal the hidden secrets of the universe, I'd like to know how my memos got in this condition. Did someone cross your palm with soot?
Oh, sorry, sir. It's these new eyelashes. The hair's so far apart, all the mascara falls through the gap.
I see. Well, I come on to you. Have you dealt with that letter from the Ministry of Agriculture?
Oh, yes, from that chap in Hampshire, complaining about the noise from his neighbour's battery hens.
Ah, yes. What did you advise in your reply?
Disconnect the batteries.
Oh, glory. I shall retire to my own office and study some very important papers.
I know the important papers he wants to study.
Yeah, the Racing Express, the Sporting World and the Bookie Hater. He gets them free now, you know, government issue.
Does he really?
Says he's preparing evidence for the Royal Commission on Gambling.
Oh, well, it gives him an interest.
Anyway, now he's gone, Mr. Lamb. Don't you feel like having a go?
What?
I'll tell your future, like I said, read your palm.
Oh, I don't know, Celia. I've got off it now. Tell you what, now we've finished 11s, we can read each other's tea leaves. Here, give me your cup.
All right, and you give me your noddy mug.
Righto.
I'm afraid I can't read your tea leaves, Mr. Lamb. You had coffee, didn't you?
Well, oh, yes, of course. It's the second Monday in the month. Never mind. We can use Mr. Lennox Brown's coronation mug. He had tea.
All right, then.
Here, I'll have a look at it first.
Can you see anything?
Yes. Oh, yes. Lots of smudges.
Lots of smudges.
And a long, crumpled white thing.
Mr. Lennox Brown.
No, it's not Mr. Lennox Brown.
I was going to say Mr. Lennox Brown was smoking. That's his cigarette end, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, well, there's no need to go and drop it, was there?
But, Celia, I didn't do it deliberately. It's broken. Help me. He'll be furious.
He will. He's had that mug for years. Says it holds 38% more tea than the standard ministry cup.
Oh, what can we do?
Hide the pieces. Somewhere no one ever looks. I know, the in tray.
No, Celia, we'll have to mend it somehow. Here, help me pick up the bits.
Yeah, all right.
Is there any glue in the office?
No, Mr. Lamb.
Oh, dear, then I'll have to go out and buy some glue. Oh, shan't be long, Celia. And remember, not a word of any of this to Mr. Lennox Brown.
Now, look, old boy, we're not obliged to take any work unless it comes through Sir Gregory Pitkin. We're overstretched as it is. I've got a very heavy day ahead of me. I'm sorry. Oh, blessed nuisance. Now then, where was I? 2:30 committee meeting, 3 o'clock the minister, 3:30 black pyjamas 100 to 8. Roman nose ran well at Leicester. Let's have a peek at the form book. Oh, dear. Lennox Brown speaking.
Pitkin here.
Sir Gregory. Good morning. Nice to hear from you.
I'm sending you out to Belcher's End.
I hope you're... What?
Belcher's End.
Do they?
Belcher's End, man. It's the terminus of the new tube line.
Oh, yes, that extension to the London Underground.
Yes, they've asked me to perform the opening ceremony on Friday.
Good.
Well, my connections with London transport, you know. I want you and Lamb to go out to Belcher's End this afternoon. Check all preparations are in order.
I see, Sir Gregory, yes.
Our local bigwigs are gathering at the new Belcher's End station at 3:30 for a sort of rehearsal. They were hoping to meet me, but you'll have to do.
Oh, it's very kind of you to put it like that.
I have to go down to Norfolk at midday, staying till Friday morning.
Oh, yes, I heard, Sir Gregory. I hope you have a good holiday.
Holiday? It's not a holiday. It's a fact fact-finding mission.
Oh, yes. I gather you're taking Miss Bentwater from the typing pool. Yes. No doubt to record the facts as you find them.
How did you know that? Has she opened her big... all you've got to worry about is making sure this Belcher's End business is all tied up. I'm coming straight back to the champagne lunch on Friday.
Right, Sir Gregory, yes. Will the ceremony go on long?
Well, certainly not. Want to get away early for the weekend. I drive myself too hard as it is. Perhaps in Norfolk I shall find a little peace.
I thought you were taking one with you, Sir Gregory.
What?
No. And I said I hope you're not taking work with you, Sir Gregory. I mean, you need to relax. Get out with the Norfolk Broads. On the Norfolk Broads. Oh, Gloria.
I'll send the Belcher's End file to your office at once.
Yes, very good, Sir Gregory. Thank you so much. And I hope you have a very pleasant trip.
It is not a trip, man. It's a fact-finding mission.
Of course, Sir Gregory. Yes, and if there are any facts you don't already know, I'm sure Miss Bentwater will help you pick them up. That's to say, of course... Oh, it's funny, he's gone.
Yes, Mr. Lennox Brown?
Is Mr. Lamb there, Celia?
No, sir. He's just nipped out to buy some... Oh, I'm not allowed to say.
All right, Celia, all right. I don't mind him eating sherbet fountains. But when he comes back, tell him we've got an important job for this afternoon. And order a car for 3 o'clock, please.
Yes, Mr. Lennox.
Oh, and Celia, Sir Gregory is sending over an important file. Keep an eye open for it.
Very good, sir.
I'm going out now. Stroll in the park before lunch.
Celia, I've got the glue.
Oh, good.
Boss is at that shop that sells ex-officers' undervests and paraffin stoves for camping.
Yes.
The man in the shop said that it was the most powerful glue on the market.
Ah, what's it called? Stickorama.
That's right.
More than a glue, a way of life. Family size, 4pence off.
The man said it was amazing what it'll stick and where it'll stick it.
I can imagine.
This stuff should be just the thing to mend Mr. Lennox Brown's coronation mug.
I hope we can do it. I can't stand it when he's angry.
We need something to stand the mug on. Here, this nice thick file will do.
Oh, that's a special file Sir Gregory's just sent over.
Jolly thoughtful of him, just right for the job. Now, I'll hold the glue like this, Celia, in my right hand. I'll hold my hand up so, and I want you to stick a pin in it.
Right.
Oh, Celia, what are you doing?
Sorry, Mr. Lamb, it slipped.
Oh,
the pin won't go through the cap, Mr. Lamb.
and the cap won't unscrew. Oh, perhaps if we squeeze the tube, it'll burst through. My toothpaste always does. Now, you take that end, and I'll take this one. 1, 2, and squeeze. Oh, well, it's out anyway.
Oh, Mr. Lamb, it's everywhere. Look, all over the desk and the floor.
It's made pretty patterns on the window.
That blue bottle on the ceiling hasn't half copped it. Honestly, Mr. Lamb, I never saw such a mess.
Oh, don't fuss, Celia. We must get on and fix Mr. L.B.'s mug. Oh.
Mr. Lamb, you've got to stop mucking about with this glue. It's lethal.
Well, Mr. L.B.'s mug's stuck together all right.
Yeah, but you've got the office date stamp stuck to the top, haven't you? Every time he drinks from that, he'll stamp April the 1st on his forehead.
Well, I must admit this is very tricky stuff.
It's downright dangerous.
I don't see how it can be dangerous. Oh, yes, I do. It's stuck the seat of my trousers to this chair.
Sir Gregory's file together like a fossilized fern.
Well, I expect he's got another one.
Look, I'll fold the end of the tube over so no more glue can get out.
And we'd better leave a note so people won't touch it. Those cleaners are always prying about. Type it so it looks official.
What shall I put?
Let's see. We've just discovered this new tube is dangerous. It must be kept closed at all costs till proper precautions can be taken. Good. Now, let me read it. Oh, and I'd better stamp it official, too.
Oh, Mr. Lamb, don't put it on Sir Gregory's file. It'll stick.
Oh, too late, Celia. It's stuck. Never mind, it's not a bad place for the warning. People can see the damage it caused.
Yeah, well, a fine old mess we got here. Anyway, I'm off to lunch.
Right, Celia. Just put that tube in the desk drawer with you, out of harm's way.
Besides, we don't want Mr. L.B. to know anything about the glue, do we? He's still got no mug.
Oh, heavens, is that the time? I'm lunching with Mr. Smelly Brown.
Mr. Smelly Brown has started administration?
Yes, I'm planning to ventilate my grievances. I must be off. Oh, Celia! My trousers, the glue.
Yeah, you'll ventilate quite a lot more.
Come in, Proudfoot. I'll show you that article I mentioned at lunch.
Oh, thank you.
You haven't seen our office, have you?
No. That's your desk over there.
No, that's Lamb's.
Oh, yes.
Hello, his chair's got a new cover on the seat. Very smart, isn't it? Same material as his suit.
Nobody about.
No, they're still all at lunch. Shocking hours my staff keep, you know.
Oh,
yes, I called them in at 10 last Friday to give them a good dressing down about punctuality and so on.
How did they take it,
I don't know. I didn't get here in time.
What's the current job?
Lamb and I are going over to Belcher's End this afternoon to check on this underground extension.
Oh, yes, the new tube line.
Yes, that's it. Well, Sir Gregory was supposed to have sent us a file on it somewhere.
Well, that looks like one of Sir Gregory's files over there.
Wait a minute, there's a title on the spine. Belcher's End Underground Project, Confidential. Oh, I can't open the blessed thing. All the pages are stuck together. Well, that's very odd. Can't be that confidential.
Just a moment. There's a memo stuck on the front there.
Oh, yes. We've just discovered this new tube is dangerous. It must be kept closed at all costs till proper precautions can be taken. Good gracious me.
Well, they must have discovered some hidden snag at the last moment. Sir Gregory wants you to tell the locals it stays closed.
Yes, but only this morning he told me to lay on the opening.
Oh, ours is not the reason why, old boy. These are your orders. Look, there's the official stamp on it.
But I ought to check, didn't I?
Oh, you can't check with Sir Gregory. He's gone.
Yes, he's gone. Yes. Well, how about the National Inspector Transport?
Oh, yes, NIT.
Yes. He's in charge of all these matters, isn't he? Yes, well, I'll go and ask him. Oh, excuse me, are you the man they call NIT?
Yes. Actually, National Inspector Transport with Inland Traffic. NITWIT.
Oh. Yes, I see. Well, I'm Lennox Brown, General Assistance Department. Yes, I want to check this order's in order.
In this place, all orders are in order.
But closing this tube line, I mean, it seems so sudden.
Look, I'm frightfully busy here, you know. You see all these TV screens? I'm watching London's traffic.
Oh, really?
Oh, jolly good. There's a super jam at Piccadilly Circus. Nothing moving at all. Oh, my word, some of them are going backwards.
Yes, but look, this tube line was to open on Friday, you see. Now Sir Gregory says it stays closed.
I say, Kingston Bypass, jam solid. Oh, look at that young couple in the sports car. They're on the verge.
I am trying to ask you about this tube line, but when I open my mouth, you change the subject.
Well, don't open it. Keep it shut, man.
Oh, then you want the tube shut, too.
I don't know where Mr. LB is. That car dear I ordered for him.
Car?
He said you and him were going out at 3 o'clock. An important job. Pity you lost your trousers.
I searched the building for another pair. It's lucky the hall porter had these.
But you look a right nana in your bowler hat, black jacket and yellow waterproof over trousers.
Listen, they're very drafty.
Oh, your legs look like a hen's. All yellow and crinkly.
Now, we're going to be late, too. Good grief. This is a vital mission. What are you doing in plastic pants?
I'm afraid I lost my trousers this morning, man, or rather, I didn't actually lose them, you understand. I had to discard them.
Oh, really? Why?
Well, how shall I put it? I had an accident.
You had an accident?
Yes.
I see. And now you've gone over to yellow waterproofs. Not taking any more chances, I suppose.
What is it we've got to do?
We are to meet the mayor and local bigwigs at Belcher's End Station.
Oh, the new underground line. It opens on Friday, doesn't it?
Yes, well, it was supposed to, but now Sir Gregory says keep it closed.
Isn't that typical of some government departments? Probably all a silly mistake. Thank heavens we don't get things gummed up like that.
Well, if there's a nettle to be grasped, we'd better get the bit between our teeth and put our foot down.
With a firm hand.
Yes. Well, they won't be too happy at Belcher's End when they hear our news. I gather they're very keen out there.
Well, Lady Lavity, I think I've shown you everything.
It's been quite an experience, Mr. Mayor. I'm very impressed.
Oh, by the way, have you met the station architect?
You may bring him to me.
He's there, actually, under your left elbow.
Good gracious. How do you do, Mr.
Bucket. Humphrey Bucket.
Oh, go on then, Bucket. Stop fiddling with your foot roll. Shake her hand, she won't bite.
You must be a very proud man.
No, he's not. He only stands that way.
How do you do, Lady Lavity?
I take it all your plans are in hand for Friday.
Oh, yes, everything's all set for the first train to leave the pleasant fields of Belcher's End and go roaring down the new extension to the hurly-burly of the Bakerloo and Metro...
Steady, Bucket, don't overdo it.
Politan line.
Now, I thought some flowers or bunting round the ticket office would please Sir Gregory.
Ah, good idea. Hey, where is the ticket office?
Ticket office? Oh, ticket office. Oh, dear. Oh, well, we all make mistakes. I dare say we can rig something up by Friday.
Arrange some flowers round it anyway.
Well, there are pansies round the drinks machine already. I'm especially proud of that coin in the slot drinks machine. You can have a choice of tea, coffee, or iced drink.
I just tried it. I got iced, raspberry-flavoured, fizzy tea. This looks like the men from the ministry now.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Good afternoon. I'm afraid Sir Gregory Pitkin can't be here today, after all.
Ah, weird. You'll be Lennox Brown, I think it.
That's right, yes.
And this must be Mr. Lamb in the yellow plastic breeches.
I'm only sorry about that. You see, my trousers, I had an accident.
Yes, that'll do, Joe.
You'll be pleased to hear, gentlemen, that everything's ready for the opening ceremony.
Nothing can go wrong now, nothing.
Yes. Well, now, yes, there's one rather important factor I ought to mention about this opening.
Oh, what's that?
What's that? Yes. Well, now, how shall I put it? There isn't going to be one.
What?
No, I'm afraid not, ladies and gentlemen. No, the new underground line must stay closed. Now, there's been a top-level decision for reasons we cannot disclose.
Why not?
Because we don't know them.
Quiet. Now, please, don't be upset, ladies and gentlemen, please. You'll get your new service one day.
One day? 30 years we commuters have waited for a direct line to town. Wait any longer, it'll be too late.
Too late?
I retire next week.
I think we'd better go, man. The mayor looks ugly.
We'll not close. We shan't take this line down from any government officials.
I'll never lie down under a government official.
No, we'll not give in. We'll defy you.
In that case, I shall have no option but to implement this decision by a policy of sanctions through the powers of the Transport Authority.
Quite right, one. What does that mean?
It means that all work will be stopped.
You'll have a fight on your hands, telling you.
All London transport staff will be withdrawn, so there will be no one to man the trains. All right, come along, Tool. Good day to you all.
This means war.
I call on you to remember the spirit of Dunkirk.
Oh.
We open our tube line tomorrow.
And here is the news read by John Curl. There were amazing scenes on the London Underground today when an unexpected train entered the Bakerloo line driven by a lady in a floral dress, wide-brimmed hat and tan accessories. She seemed to have some difficulty controlling the train, which mounted the platform at Piccadilly and travelled above ground down Regent Street before re-entering the underground system at Trafalgar Square. It was later learnt that this train was part of a pirate service running from the new Belcher's End extension. The authorities were apparently uncertain how to stop these illegal activities without bloodshed.
Switch it off, Tool.
Oh, this is terrible, one. What will Sir Gregory say? The mind boggles.
Tool, I've told you again and again that too much boggling is bad for you. Now, your doctor's told you to give it up, hasn't he? Yes. Well, you need all your strength for this
Yes,
problem.
but
Oh,
you
quiet.
don't get
You
the...
quiet. Now, look. Now, we can't hope... Stop it. Now, look, we can't hope to keep this from Sir Gregory, can we? So, I've decided the best thing is to point out we couldn't help the locals turning nasty and ask for his advice.
But he's lost in Norfolk, one.
Well, not quite lost, too. He left a contact in case of emergency. Apparently thought his office geranium might turn sickly.
How do we get in touch with him?
Well, I've sent a wire, care of the Top Hat Country Club at Netherticking. Asked him to ring us at 3.
But at 2:15, we've got to see the Atomic Energy Authority about their new oil stove.
That came later. Still, we'll be back in time, don't we?
I'd better warn Celia just in case.
Yes, Mr. Lamb?
Celia, in case we're late back, will you watch out for a call from Sir Gregory about 3 o'clock?
Righty-ho.
It's very important. We need his advice about this tube problem.
Oh, all right then. Hello, General Assistance Department, Celia Nobbs speaking.
Pitkin, Lennox Brown there?
No, I'm sorry, Sir Gregory. They're not back from the atomic thingy yet.
Damned impudence. They asked me to ring.
Yes, sir. Sorry, sir. This thing came up after. They told me to watch out for you, sir.
I had to turn down a fourth brandy to make this call.
Very sorry, sir. How's your fact-finding mission, sir?
Oh, now my blasted cigar's gone out. What? Oh, the mission. Oh, very fruitful. Very fruitful indeed. Yes. Miss Pentwater and I have been covering a lot of ground. What's happening in London? Haven't heard any news since we came here.
Well, there's a few problems.
Yes, there usually are. I gather they want my advice on something special.
Yes, Sir Gregory. We've had terrible trouble with this new tube.
What? The new tube? Good heavens, what's happened?
Well, the whole thing's got out of hand. A terrible mess.
Good grief, I can't turn my back for 5 minutes.
Mr. Lamb's had his trousers torn off.
What?
There's sticky stuff everywhere. Mr. L.B.'s mug's got the date stamp stuck on it.
Stuff, date stamp? What are you talking about?
This tube of glue, Sir Gregory. It's causing havoc in the office.
Tube of glue? Well, good Lord, you don't mean they asked me to ring about a tube of glue?
Apparently, Sir Gregory.
Oh, Lord. Well, I suppose I shouldn't be surprised at anything that happens in that office. You won't believe this, Daphne. They want my advice on a tube of glue. No, dear, don't get up. I'll be with you in a moment. Now, look, Miss Nobbs. Tell them I've more important things to deal with than glue.
Sorry, sir. It's just this sticker-armor, such horrid stuff. It's set so hard you can't budge it.
Sticker-armor, eh? No wonder you're in trouble. Yes, we had problems with that at home. Tried repairing the cocktail barn. Got Lady Pitkin's elbow stuck to the brandy flask. Couldn't tell a flask from her elbow. As it's sticker-armor, I will give you a tip. Water's the thing. If things are stuck, soak 'em. If the tube's sticky, pour water down it.
Apparently they're sticking posters on the tunnel walls, too. Free London's Underground.
Let's hope Sir Gregory's got a suggestion.
Oh, here they are, Sir Gregory. Sir Gregory's on the line now, Mr. Lennox Brown. He says the answer to this tube problem is to pour water down it.
I thought he'd come up with... Pour water down it?
Yes, sir.
Oh, let me speak to him here. Hello, Sir Gregory.
Don't waste more time, Lennox Brown. I told your girl the answer. Pour water down the tube and your troubles are over. Warm, soapy water if you've got it. If not, cold will do. The more the better. Soon sort things out. The tube can be used again when it's dried.
I suppose one should turn all current off first, Sir Gregory, and warn everyone.
What? Warn everyone? Oh, all right, if you want to be finicky. I can't see the need myself.
He's ruthless, too. You can see how he got on. Yeah. Well, very good, Sir Gregory. We'll do as you say.
Yes, I should hope so. A lot of fuss over trivia. Don't disturb me again.
So, we're going to pour water down the tube at Belcher's End.
What?
I'll ring the reservoir. You find a demolition firm.
Oh, no.
Celia, you go and fetch Mr. Lamb some smelling salts.
And here is the news read by John Curl. London's Underground Railway was today flooded with water following a surprise ministry ruling. As a result, there has had to be some restriction of services. Journeys on the inner circle have been limited to 1 submarine an hour. However, on the Northern Line, where the water level is not so high, a full commuter service has been maintained by a fleet of paddle boats from Regent's Park. Swimmers on the Central Line are reminded that it is an offence to plunge in without paying full fare and with intent to avoid payment. Answering a question in the House, the Prime Minister agreed the flooding had affected London's main sewer and said he proposed to look into it.
Sorry I'm late, too. Spot of fog on the line. All the trains were held up.
Oh, well, at least you didn't have to swim here.
Do you remember that business last spring, too? Belcher's End, was it?
Shall I ever forget it, Ron? The Civil Service Debating Society voted it the clanger of the year.
Oh, so we got away with that one rather lightly. course, after being away with Miss Bentwater, Sir Gregory had to help us cover up.
Still, I think you deserve the major credit for your statement about a dynamic new plan to clean up London's underground.
Well, thank heavens we've had no disasters like that this year. Well, come on, now, let's have a cup of tea.
Right, Marwan. We'll have to use the cardboard cups.
Oh, why?
All our crockery was so dirty, I told Celia to give it a thorough wash. Left her a note.
Good. Well, I can get on with these Far East policy orders now. Just a minute, let me see that note.
Yeah, Marwan.
What's this? Please put all China under water till Monday at least. Sue, are you mad?
What have I done?
China? Destroy that note at once,
Yeah,
man.
what?
Turn it up, burn it, eat it, destroy it. You hear? You've done it again, you stupid idiot.
Muddling through as the men from the Ministry were Richard Murdoch and Deryck Guyler. Also featured were Ronald Baddiley, John Graham and Carole Allen. The programme was written by Edward Taylor and John Graham and produced by Edward Taylor. Time to meet the men from the Ministry. We present Richard Murdoch and Deryck Guyler in The Men from the Ministry, a weekly tribute to the men of our government service. Men whose bread and butter depends on their sober and dignified manner. Men, indeed, who hold themselves half aloof from the hurly-burly of life, for they realise that half aloof is better than no bread. As our story opens, we go as usual to the General Assistance Department, where today we find that eager young executive, Richard Lamb, hunched over a drawing board.
Oh, Mr. Lamb, you're in early this morning? Or haven't you gone home from last night?
Hello, Mildred. I came in early because there's something I want to work out in my head. I've got a little problem.
Oh, don't worry about that, Mr. Lamb. Lots of men have a bald patch.
That's not the problem, Mildred.
Here, you've been sketching. Some kind of plan or design. What is it?
It's Mrs. Bratby's back gate.
Oh, Mrs. Bratby's your landlady, isn't she?
That's right.
3 foot wide, gravy stains on her apron and ears like jug handles.
Mildred, that's not fair. She doesn't wear an apron.
What's wrong with her back gate?
Well, she's got this dog, you see. She's, well, how shall I put it? A lady dog.
A bitch?
Mildred, please. She's called Princess, poor little thing.
Well, what's the matter with her?
It's the way the other dogs pester her. Especially one great grey brute over the way. A real cur. He sits outside and barks and howls all day.
Why?
Why, yes. Well, you see, he wants to, he wants to pester her.
Oh, yeah. You mean he wants to get friendly?
Yes. Horrid, isn't it? And he's ferocious. Twice he's been over our back gate, and Mrs. Bratby's had to drive him off with the broom.
That was brave of her.
Not only her, Mildred. I masterminded the whole operation from my bedroom window.
Who said chivalry was dead?
Anyway, he won't get over again. I've designed this huge new gate so Princess will be safe.
It's a lovely drawing, Mr. Lamb.
Yes, and I've painted it too. Just like an architect's plan.
And you're going to have big blue roses up the side.
No, those are some marks. I spilled some paint.
Oh. Well, it certainly looks safe enough. It's higher than the house. And all those bars and spikes.
And nothing will move it. We can't be too careful, Mildred.
Just one thing.
Yeah?
How do you and Mrs. Bratby get in and out?
How do we get in and... Oh, yes. Ah, well, back to the old drawing board. Oh, this coffee's not very strong and it's stone cold.
Oh, that's not coffee, Mr. Lamb. It's the water you've been washing your brushes in.
Oh, I must do something, Mildred. Mrs. Bratby's going away tomorrow. I'll have to bring Princess to the office and keep an eye on her. I can't have that wretched cur from up the road making her miserable.
Yeah, that's your phone, Mr. Lamb.
Oh, I can't think straight today for worrying about poor Princess. Hello?
Ministry of Defence here. I want the General Assistance Department.
This is it. Well, I've a bit of it.
Oh, good. Have you made a decision?
Made a decision? Oh, yes, I made one early last week.
Good. Excellent.
But I changed my mind. Those pink socks don't go with a pinstripe.
I think I'd better talk to the young lady. It was a Miss Murphin I spoke to last time.
Oh, Mildred is for you. A chap from the Ministry of Defence. Is it personal? Shall I leave the room?
Oh, no. It'll be that Admiral. He's been bothering me for days.
Oh.
Good morning, sir. This is Mildred Murphin, to whom you are addressing.
Vice Admiral Kerr here. I've had no decision yet about this boat.
Oh, about the lovely lady?
Yes.
Well, it's not up to me to make a decision, sir. That's for the top people here. I'm trying to get you an answer as quick as possible.
Well, this is very urgent, you know. I'll ring back.
Ready-ho, sir? Oh, I'm fed up with that man. He keeps ringing me up about his lovely lady.
I suppose he just wants to share his happiness.
What? No, Mr. Lamb, lovely lady's a boat. What do you call it? A ketch.
Oh, I see.
The one that went right round the world, sailed by a woman on her own. The first woman to do it.
Oh, yes. Gladys Colchester.
Yeah.
I remember. She lost all her charts and went round twice by mistake.
Yeah, well, the Admiral wants to put her on display. Give the public a chance to look her over.
Can't think why. She looks so awful. Red face, huge hips, and bottoms up tattooed on her arm. Still, I suppose that's better than having arms up tattooed on her...
Mr. Lamb! It's the boat that's going on display, not the woman.
Oh, I see.
We've got to find a site for lovely lady to go on show. I was to consult lots of people and get Mr. LB to make a decision.
Why wasn't I told about this?
It came up last week when you and Mr. LB were off.
So Mr. Lennox Brown doesn't know about this boat business either?
No, I've not heard back from the Ministry of Works yet, so there was no point in telling him.
To tell you the truth, I scarcely know what's going on in this place. I've been so worried about Princess.
Oh, blimey, not the dog again.
She's so defenceless, Mildred. She can never relax.
Yeah, well, it's time I relaxed. I'm off to buy some nail polish. I'm sick and tired of the rotten old Admiral. Day in, day out.
Morning, Mildred.
Oh, morning, Mr. Lennox Brown.
My word, you look rather cross.
Yeah, well, things get on top of you, don't they?
Poor Mildred. Oh, and you don't look very happy, too. What's it all about?
It's the injustice of it that riles me. Why should she be pestered the whole time?
Oh, just a minute. Who was pestering her?
That big brute over the way.
Really? By George, no wonder Mildred's upset.
We've been discussing it, Brown.
Yes, well, surely she can look after herself.
But how can she? She's such a helpless little thing.
Oh, well, not that little, surely.
Sometimes she leaps into my arms and lies there quivering. I can feel her little heart going thump, thump, thump.
George, this is serious, too.
And when she does that, I know he's been after her, hanging round, staring at her with his great bloodshot eyes.
Well, what does he want?
Isn't it obvious? I mean, you know, the birds and the bees.
Good gracious, you mean he's tried to molest her?
I don't think he's succeeded yet. He just stands there slobbering with his tongue hanging out.
Disgraceful. Have you spoken to him?
I tried to decoy him with a biscuit.
A biscuit? Well, what did he do?
He sniffed it, scratched himself, and then did something rather nasty.
He should be reported, locked up.
I told the police, but it seems as long as he's got his collar on, there's nothing they can do.
Isn't that just typical of today? Yes, well, I'll have to talk to him.
Talking's no good. I spent over an hour shouting at him this morning and waving my umbrella.
Oh, what happened?
He bared his teeth. I thought he was going to bite her.
He's an animal.
That's no excuse.
And, did he bite her?
I pulled her back in time.
Oh, well, you better ask poor Mildred to bring us some coffee.
Poor Mildred? She's out. I'll fetch it. It'll take my mind off that brute. White for you, one?
Yes, veering towards black. I need something strong after what you've told me. Who did you say this dirty dog is?
That filthy cur over the way. Shan't be long, one.
Oh, poor Mildred. Yes, I won't have it. I must stop outsiders pestering my staff. That's my job. General Assistant Department, Lennox Brown.
May I speak to Miss Murphy, please?
Who is that?
Ministry of Defense. My name's Kerr.
What? Kerr, did you say?
Yes?
Oh, I've heard about you from my assistant. Filthy Kerr, he calls you.
I don't understand. I'm Vice Admiral Kerr.
Vice Admiral, eh? Yes, and very apt, if I may say so, sir. Oh, my word, yes.
I was in contact with Miss Murphy earlier.
In contact, eh? It went as far as that?
I beg your pardon?
And so you should, sir, so you should.
I'm ringing about the lovely lady.
I gathered that.
She's been on my mind for some time, several weeks, in fact. But nothing's been done yet.
You give me your word on that? Nothing's been done?
Is Miss Murphy there? I want Miss Murphy.
I'm sure you do. But she's not in.
I want her urgently.
She is not here.
What should I do?
Just leave her alone, sir.
I'm sorry.
Your apologies don't ring true. You're dealing with a man. Now, you know.
I must get the lovely lady sorted out in the next 24 hours. She's important, you know. She shouldn't be messed around.
Well, I'm glad to hear you say so.
She's been through the mill, seen a lot of service.
Oh, she's done good work, yes.
In her time, she's given pleasure to a lot of sailors.
How dare you, sir?
Now, you see, I want to set her up somewhere.
Money won't buy her, sir.
Well, I don't need to buy her. She's already public property.
Oh. You blackguard.
I've tried her in some places already. Last week, I had her down by the docks. The week before, I had her at Greenwich. Neither of them really satisfactory. Didn't draw the crowd. There isn't the interest there, you see. They've seen it all before. Of course, there's lots of places I could set her up. Abroad, perhaps. The Americans always like that kind of thing. What do you think?
What do I think? I think you will not take her abroad, sir. Nor will you take her anywhere. Her place is in Whitehall, do you hear me? She's to stay here in Whitehall.
In Whitehall? Are you sure? Is that your final word on the lovely lady's future?
It is, sir. She'll stay here in Whitehall, and I shall personally watch over her welfare.
Seems odd. Still, I was told to accept your decision. Whitehall it is, then. Goodbye.
Well, let's put him in his place. And if ever I lay hands on him, I shall give him a thrashing.
Lovely little doggy then.
Don't get her overexcited, Mildred.
Oh, is you nervous then? Does you want to tummy tickles?
Yes, I am, but not just now, thanks. Princess must have her morning feed before LB gets here.
Oh, yeah, he doesn't like dogs, does he?
No, Sir Gregory's Alsatian bit him once. Had to have medical attention.
Mr. Lennox Brown?
No, the Alsatian. It was quite a nasty wound. LB stood there with blood running down his leg. Honestly, if Sir Gregory weren't our boss, I'd think LB would have stopped smiling at him.
I hope Princess likes this bowl I brought her. It's a pity it's marked Bonzo. It was the only dog bowl in the shop.
I suppose we could change her name. I don't think she'd approve, though.
Look out of the window. Watch out for Mr. LB.
Thank you, Mildred.
Oh, they're putting up scaffolding in the middle of Whitehall.
Scaffolding? I wonder which of the government they're going to hang.
Oh, how awful. They wouldn't, would they? Yes, you think they let us watch? Here, you're teasing.
Yes, I'm afraid so, Mildred. It must be for that boat that sailed round the world. It's in this morning's paper.
Oh, let's see. Lovely lady to be permanently on show in Whitehall. Oh, that's the boat the Admiral was on about.
He must have got his decision somewhere else. Seems a pretty odd one.
Daft, I call it. The scaffolding blocks the road. There's a queue of traffic right down Whitehall. Here, the state procession to Parliament tomorrow. All the bigwigs will have to cycle along the pavement.
Some fool's blundered, I suppose. Thank heavens that sort of thing doesn't happen in our department.
Yeah, that the dog food, Mr. Lamb?
Yes, new improved dogginosh, it's called. Flavoured to taste like a postman's ankle.
Yeah, it looks looks horrible.
According to the tin, it's fish scraps and horse meat and offal with added shark liver oil.
Here, Mr. Lamb, look at this note Mr. L.B. left on me desk.
Does he want you to go to the betting shop?
No, it says, shall be in early tomorrow, that's today, to prevent Vice Admiral Kerr molesting you. I've told him your place is in Whitehall. You won't be pestered again by that filthy Kerr.
It's all right, Princess. We're talking about another Kerr. You're quite safe.
Fancy calling the Admiral that filthy Kerr. Seems a bit strong.
I suppose, that is, there couldn't be any connection, could there? I told L.B. about Princess being pestered by that filthy Kerr, and he got very cross. Kept talking about poor Mildred.
Oh, and you think that he thinks that you meant me.
What? Say that slowly, Mildred.
Well, he told Kerr her place is in Whitehall, and that stupid old Admiral's put the boat in Whitehall and stopped all the traffic.
Oh, dear, that means that... What does that mean, Mildred?
It means when Mr. L.B. sees the boat in Whitehall and finds you with a dog in the office, he'll put two and two together. He'll realise you dropped this horrible clanger because of you.
Oh, you're right, Mildred. He'll hit me with the in-tray, just when I was losing the scar from last time. What can we do? He'll get me transferred to archives at Ballymucky.
Now, steady, Mr. Lamb. You'll have to keep him from seeing the dog. Then he'll never know what happened.
Yes, he mustn't see the dog. Where can she go? Fireplace, waste paper basket?
Now, don't panic. It's lucky you got big, strong drawers.
Yes. What?
Your filing cabinet. We'll put her in the drawer of your filing cabinet.
Yes, that's it. Come along, Princess. Come with Uncle Richard.
What's that drawer up there, Mr. Lamb?
Well, it's marked D. D for dog, you see.
No. Put her in the lowest one.
The one marked Z? Oh, very cunning, Mildred. That'll put L.B. off the scent.
Mr. L.B. said he'd be early. I better get out of the way before he starts asking me awkward questions.
Now, you keep quiet in there, Princess, and be a good dog. Mind you don't bark or be a bad dog.
Morning, Joe.
Morning, Mum.
Odd business out in the street. They're putting up scaffolding and platforms and things.
Oh, are they? Yes. Probably building a water pipe or a burst flyover. Or...
Yes, well, it's nothing to do with us, thank goodness. Two, what's that on your desk?
What's what?
Well, that bowl filled with...
Oh,
dear me, it looks like fish scraps and muck. Ugh. Dear.
It does look like fish scraps, and it is fish scraps. And, oh dear.
Well, what is it?
It's my breakfast.
Oh, breakfast?
Yes, Mrs. Bratby's away, you see, so I brought a packed breakfast.
Well, why is the bowl marked Bonzo?
Oh, that isn't Bonzo. It's BONZO. That's Boys' Own National Zoological Organization.
Oh, dear, it smells awful. And are you really going to eat it?
Yes, well, that is, I was, but as you're here...
No, too. You carry on. No, this I've got to see.
I mustn't be greedy.
Now, eat up, too. If that's your breakfast, you need it. Go on, now, eat it.
What?
Eat it, too.
Very tasty. Much nicer than cornflakes.
Yeah, well, I shouldn't fancy it. It smells of cod liver oil.
Shark liver oil, actually.
I say you've got a funny colour, too. Well, eat up. You're probably hungry. That's the trouble.
I've almost finished.
What did you say?
Nothing, man. I coughed.
Oh. What?
I coughed again, you know. I saw my doctor yesterday. He said I had an awful bark.
Yes, doesn't sound too good, I must say. Almost like a dog barking. Yes, I'm jolly glad he doesn't. Don't much care for dogs.
No, I remember.
Yes, old Rudge at the Board of Trade had a dog. Greyhound it was. Used to race it, you know. But the dog always beat him. Nasty, insensitive animals.
Yes. Oh, yes, the doctor said I had a wheeze, too, in my chest, you know.
Dear me, too. You'd better take one of those pills.
Pills?
Yeah, well, there, on your desk.
These pills?
Yeah.
No, they're not for me. They're for later.
Good gracious me, you better have one now, too. I can't have my staff away ill.
I can't have one now. They're for before me.
Oh, don't worry about silly details like that. Look over here. Wait a minute. Let me see what they say on the bottle now. Place on the back of the tongue. Yes. Hold jaw closed. Then massage throat till pill is swallowed.
Don't read any more. I'll take it. Yes. I'll swallow it. No need for a fuss. There, it's down.
Yes, you should watch the weather, too. Get yourself a new coat.
After that, I should be getting a lovely glossy coat quite soon.
General Assistance Department? Lennox Brown?
Ministry of Defence. Vice Admiral Kerr here.
Again? I thought I told you to leave Miss Murphy alone.
I shan't trouble Miss Murphy. I realise I've been a bit of a bother to her.
Indeed you have, sir.
So I'll get what I want from you.
What?
I want to confirm that point we discussed. Make absolutely sure.
Well, what point was that?
The lovely lady. Now, you did say her place was in Whitehall.
I did. She must stay here.
Yes. It might be tricky. Various aspects, various reasons. Tricky.
Tricky. In what way, may I ask?
Well, we may get hooligans carving their initials on her stern.
Good Lord, you've started again.
There's a small boy stuffing toffee papers up her clinkers.
Have you no shame at all?
Yes, and I've also had complaints of her poop deck stopping the traffic.
Your mind is a cesspool, sir.
I really don't understand you, Mr. Lennox Brown. However, there is another matter for your department to deal with. It's the aircraft carrier HMS Princess.
What? Aircraft carrier?
Yes, HMS Princess.
Huh?
We have to find a new berth for her. An anchorage for a few weeks before the NATO exercise.
Oh.
But as you seem preoccupied, I'll leave it till later. Or perhaps ask your assistant. Goodbye.
Am I going mad? Or is he?
I've worked it all out, Mildred.
Oh, you startled me, Mr. Lamb. I was writing the article for the staff magazine. I wish I could think of a title.
Never mind the staff magazine, Mildred. I've solved our problem.
Well, good. I thought you'd be there all day with that ice bag on your head.
I couldn't find an ice bag. I had to make do with this block of strawberry ice cream.
Oh, is that what it is? I wondered why your hair had gone all pink.
Well, I've got the answer. We'll ring Admiral Kerr and say the boat mustn't go in Whitehall. Tell him LB made a mistake.
Yes?
We'll say LB's been working too hard.
He'll never believe that.
It's all right. We'll say LB's gone funny. Doesn't know what he's doing.
Now that he will believe. Yeah, we can work on that.
LB need never know anything happens.
Well, you might still see the dog. I suppose you had to bring Princess with you again.
Yes, but I'm going to take her down to St. James's Park. I'll let that nice park keeper look after her during the day. You know, the one who saved me when I was attacked by that duck.
St. James's Park, eh? That's a good idea.
Yes?
Ah, Miss Murphy. My name's Kerr, Ministry of Defence. We've talked on the phone, haven't we?
Oh, yes, sir.
Yes, and you must be Lennox Brown.
No, Admiral, I'm Richard Lamb. I was going to ring you. Mr. Lennox Brown's been, how shall I put it?
Put away.
Yes, he's been put away. He's been overworking, you know, great strain.
Yeah. He went funny in the head. He started poaching eggs in his bowler hat.
Mildred.
Then he said he was a poached egg. And he attacked anyone who argued.
That'll do, Mildred.
Good heavens, I am sorry. Mind you, this explains a lot.
I mean, that boat you're putting on display, we didn't want it in Whitehall. It should have gone on the Thames.
Ah, yes, I felt something was odd. My naval training, you know. Poor chap. Yes, we once had a fellow at jib. Same trouble. Commander-in-Chief, he was. Used to hide down the ship's gun barrel. And just before the exercise, he'd pop his head out and say, bang.
I suppose he was fired in the end.
No, they kept him on. Said they didn't often have men of that caliber. Anyway, purpose of my visit, Miss Murphy, I brought you these chocolates. I felt I'd been a bit of a burden to you, you know.
Oh, thank you very much, sir.
Not at all. So, you'll be in charge of the department now, eh?
Oh, will I? Yes, I suppose I will.
Yes, I don't suppose you've decided where to put Princess yet.
Princess? Yes, I've got just a place for her. St. James's Park.
St. James's Park?
Yes.
Put Princess in St. James's Park?
Just for a week or two.
For the exercise?
Yes, for the exercise. And, of course, for security reasons.
Oh, yes, of course. I understand, yes. Security. Well done.
She mustn't be seen by you-know-who.
Oh, of course. That's dashed clever, you ministry chaps. I congratulate you. Damn shrewd move, Lamb. Princess to St. James's Park, eh? Shall be done.
And here is the news read by John Curl. Drama in St. James's Park, London. When the park was unlocked at dawn this morning, park keepers were surprised to find an aircraft carrier moored in the lake. In the House of Commons, there were complaints about the noise of aircraft taking off and landing on the carrier. The Prime Minister said the lake was not really his concern, but he would go into it. The disturbance has caused the park's rare crested heron to leave its nest with one egg in it. The House set up a committee to consider how this egg might be hatched, and the Prime Minister agreed to sit on it. A spokesman said if the present scheme was a success, the rest of Britain's fleet may soon begin exercises on the Serpentine.
But I assure you, Admiral, I didn't know anything about this aircraft carrier.
But the PM's been on to me. You've made us the laughing stock.
What again?
But what's to be done? Who carries the can? Now, you distinctly said St. James's Park, Lamb. You can't blame Lennox Brown this time. You told me he'd been put away.
Morning. Sorry I'm late. Big crowds in the park. I asked the keeper. He said some idiots put an aircraft carrier on the lake. As if I believe him.
I know that voice. You're Lennox Brown.
Hello, Ron. So you escaped?
Escaped? What do you mean, escaped? Who's this?
I'm Admiral Kerr.
Kerr? You? Ah, I hear you brought Miss Murphy chocolates. Ah, now you're pestering her again, eh? My word, I must say, you're pretty hard-boiled.
Oh, hard-boiled, yes. And you're beautifully poached.
I'll teach you a lesson, you lecher. I've dealt with some bad eggs in my time.
No, my dear. I don't get excited. Here's a nice bit of toast. Why not sit down on it?
Remove your jacket, sir. Put up your fists, sir. What's all this about toast and poached eggs?
Let's not get violent, Ron. She'll give the chocolates back, won't you, Milvid?
Yeah, they're in here.
Not that one, Milvid. Princess is in there. She wouldn't stay in the park.
What's this? A dog in the office?
I can explain, Ron. She's my aircraft carrier.
What?
I mean, she's the boat Mrs. Bradbury sailed around the world. I mean, the Admiral's princess...
Go get down, you rich. I'm not going out of my mind. You're behind all this, aren't you?
Let go of my throat, sir, or you'll go back in the saucepan.
Talk about saucepan.
Here, Mr. Lamb. I thought of a title for my article.
Yes, Mildred.
Yeah, a typical day at the Ministry.
What are you talking about, Mildred?
Muddling through as the men from the Ministry were Richard Murdoch and Deryck Guyler. Also featured were Norma Ronald and John Graham. The programme was written by Edward Taylor and John Graham and produced by Edward Taylor.